right. I restarting the stream because what has happened is I had someone that joined the server from the outside and I didn't set it to friends. So right now we are playing the Hunter Call of the Wild. I was gonna try to use the crossbow that I had and learning to use it. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this up for multiplayer for all and moderate, and I'm going to create my game, and this is where I had made it to public rather than friends. So I'm looking for the Savanna Reserve, and I am making these two friends, and see what has happened here is I left it on public rather than friends when I started the game. And a lot of the times, you can have it to public and have others join your server. But I like having my friends around because a lot of the times, if you look into the map, when you hunt and others come in and join you, do they join you or do they join another part of your area? And a lot of the times, if they join the part of their area, if they hunt a specific animal, it makes the hunting area heavy, which is also known as the hunting pressure, which is lit red, which in most cases, if it's hunted because you don't know how they hunt, um, they, the animals, it could be hot red and animals don't spawn in that certain area where they zone, like such as their need zone, which is what you can see here where my cursor is. Like the water zone, the rest zone, etc. So like for example, if that's there, it makes once you go back into your map, do you have those potential, animals that you want to target? So that's the only reason why I had to stop because I had a friendly come and join us. But however, I'm I just restarted the server. Anywho, moving on. I'm gonna go ahead and invite Immortal. And he is right here. And we are back to where we started from, correct? Okay. So Immortal will be the lead. Okay, so we're gonna fast travel to the other area and I'll meet Immortal there. And I'm just joining him. He will be the lead tonight. I am new to this game and I am new to this crossbow that I'm going to be hunting with. And he knows some general areas because in his map he has the need zone, like the rest, eating, and drinking areas of the animals. Whereas in my map, I haven't collected a lot of their rest, eating, and water zones yet. Last night I was working on collecting all the outposts and um, other areas of point of interest for, so that way we could fast travel to the area lookouts. We are in the Savanna, and there's several maps to the Hunter Call of the Wild. It seems as if we've been here before, Immortal. Yesterday. Okay. Copy that. Okay, so I should have grabbed Immortal, my tripod. What do you suggest then? Okay, Immortal, yesterday we were in the same vicinity. I recognize it for buffalo, and we were hunting with the weapons such as the rifle. Today it's archery. This is going to be quite interesting. I am not quite sure, but it looks to the upper right that someone has joined us again. Immortal, what would you like to do? Because I did set it on the front. Immortal, I'm wondering if that's just a fluke because as you can see, I set it to friends. But I'm pressing I on the keyboard here and it's showing me. So I'll wait for you. I guess while I do that, I'll just leave my tent here. I'm waiting for Immortal's arrival. And I'm swapping my tent for my tripod here. Make sure I have it. I need to equip myself with it in the inventory and portable. And you see the tripod and I just put it into the Hot Wheel here. And do you want me to reset the time, Immortal? So as you can see in here that I am level 23, Immortal's a level 36, but I'm pressing I on the keyboard because I'm just making sure because there was a lot of quirks. I did set it to friends before, but rather strange that others can join in. Okay, normally you do not run, but I set the time for the buffaloes during their time. As you can see to the right-hand side, um, you see that little droplet to the right. It is their water zone and their need zone. And I'm headed towards Immortal. You know, the way that buffaloes like to trample, I'm wondering if I set up my tripod and I'll be fine. I could do the tripod. Immortal, right here. Hopefully I don't have these trees in my way. I have it right here. Thoughts? Too close. Not ideal. I could get toppled on by the buffalo. Yeah, it said that Conti Camillo. Um, okay, I'm gonna exit to the desktop because I have others joining again. I'm kind of quite strange that this is happening right now. So it'll just be a moment again. All right, so again, there's something going on with the game because others had joined the session, which I did not mind, but during this live session, Immortal and I are trying something new. And as I explained about the hunting pressure, roger that, Immortal. Okay, Immortal, we'll see if this works. I'll await your arrival. I need to join you. Alrighty. All right, I'm retrieving my tripod here. All right, so Immortal and I are headed down there again to the tripod. I don't know if I should change it's at 9 in the morning. Normally you do not run to the area in which you are hunting to scare away the possible animals that you will be targeting. But however, I left my hunting stand there, and according to Immortal, we had a couple of quirks, but hopefully we set the area, place a game. Okay, so this game is slow and methodical because it is a hunting simulator game. Please come in and say hello. I'd love to hear from you. Right now, I might have less commentary. I am learning the crossbow that I'm using right now. As you can see, I am using the Crosspoint CB 165 Arctic, and I'm using a 420 grain broadhead. I think in a different different stream, I'll probably get to know a little bit more on the crossbow and its grain. But as you can see here, I am using the 420 grain. And let's see, I'm switching to the 600 grain broadhead because the Buffalo is a class 9, in which the broadhead of this arrow would fit its needs, or my needs rather. I haven't heard or seen anything yet, just a lot of ducks immortal. I guess the question, while we're waiting here for a buffalo, is some people ask, what is the best crossbow in Hunter Call of the Wild? Well, the one that I'm using that preferably most people use, I'm not quite sure how others, but my two comrades, they do use the crossbow and the longbow. So its range and power, the crossbow CB 165, the crossbow is more supposedly more powerful and offers greater range than any other bow currently in the store. And then we have a lot of ducks here. So supposedly this is their drink zone, and the top of the crosshair in the center of the sight of where the bolt will hit the target if zeroed correctly. So I have mine zeroed in as 43. If the target is further away, then the right is zeroed on and the two bottom crosshairs may be used as well. Okay. Immortal, what longbow do you use? But we're using the hawk edge, the quarter. Okay, so I apologize. Immortal was speaking to me. You cannot hear him, but I need to put on my scent because as you can see in my scent in the lower right hand corner, my scent is blowing behind me, which is towards the south, which is more of probably a disadvantage for Immortal because he's sitting where my scent is blowing and possibly is as well. He said that he had saw a herd working its way in here. I didn't see anything just yet. Negative. All right. I see a visualization of a couple and he's traveling. It's a male 6 hard and it's about 80 yards from me. Okay, let me see this crossbow. I have it set at 43 yards. Dependent on where he or she ends up to, which we have two here. It looks like several more. And right now my where I have my crossbow zeroed in is perfect. As you can see in the lower right hand corner, in the right hand corner, would be perfect. Okay, one more. There's one right here. Copy that. 60 yards. And squawky, squawky. Mardell, do you think they'll return? Well, as you can see here, it's not lit hot pink. Yesterday I spoke about using a crossbow and it would make the hunting pressure less. So I'm hopping off my tripod here and I'm gonna go ahead and check how I did. Sure, you can do that. Roger that. Okay, so I targeted one in my first crossbow. Very nice. And I'm confirming my trophy, which he is a class 9 male. He's over 1,700 pounds, gray, and he's 7 very hard, and that's why I use the 600 grain crossbow. He is a gold, and as you can see here, there's trophies for certain animals, like for example, a silver is 73.3, a gold is 117.9, and a diamond is 151.35 here, whereas I have a trophy rating of 132.93. And you can see here that where he was targeted was the flesh, left lung, left scapula, and the right lung. Okay, so you can see where I targeted him. So we'll just go ahead and accept him. And my cash reward, an XP of 227. And Immortals on the lead to help guide us to the next destination. We did have quite the herd, but as you can see that the area is not lit pink, whereas if I would have used a rifle, it probably would have been a light pink or hot pink if two or more was hit, and it would put a lot of hunting pressure within the vicinity. And you don't want that because you really want them to come back to their grazing area. And Eduardo said sometimes they'll come back, but he has a feeling that they will not. So we're moving on. So that was my first kill with my crossbow. Hurrah! Please come in and say hello. I'd love to hear from you. Please come join a Gaming Nana's team. So perhaps, they may not have ran too far and the herd could be close, but we shall see. And we're moving on. And if I presume I'm right from the last time, there is another lake in front of us, right, Immortal? Okay. So you see dead ahead in the center, it said that the rest zone is about 81 yards from here. And we have a kudu that's fleeing, that's about 110 yards or more. And Immortal's very fond of kudus. Are you saying you want a kudu, Immortal? That's strange. Okay. What side are you looking at? Are you speaking of central area? Okay, north of central. Okay. Well, you head over there and I'll fast travel to it where you're at located. Okay. So we're fast traveling to a different area to see what we can do. I got my first gold buffalo with a crossbow. Because Immortal and Spy have played in their servers, in their area, in their map of the game, they know where the feeding zones. I'm still getting to know the Savanna map and where certain animals have their need zones. And if you haven't played this game before, their need zones could be their eating, sleeping, and drinking area. So you know where they go and what time that they do. So that is the mating call of a wildebeest, which is 130 yards from now, from us, Immortal. Make sure. Um, I would love to do buffalo, but however, if I can get a couple of different animals, I could. So there's gem spock and what is that other one called? Spring, a wildebeest. And a springbok is almost similar to an antelope and a kangaroo. It's quite funny. They hop up on these tall grasses, almost like um, a game I used to like to play, which is Cubert a long, long time ago. It's quite funny. That thing hops and makes strange sounds. Well, so do these things. What do we have here? Okay, so we have a wildebeest and one of their droppings, which is very old in here. So in the Savanna map, they have the blue wildebeest. That's similar in the Cape Buffalo, the widgeon, the gamsbok, the kudu, the lion, the scrub hare, the jacktail, and the springbok, and also the warthog. So in this map, in the Savanna map, that's the animals that you would be hunting in this area. Farther north. Okay. Shouldn't I change the time, do you think? Because the lions. Okay. So tell me, where did you go? Okay, we're just checking certain areas. Please come in and say hello. I'd love to hear from you. I'm playing the Hunter Call of the Wild. It's slow and methodical, like I said, and it's a hunting simulator. I'm trying something new, and we are in the Savannah African map, and we're trying other areas. And today I am hunting with my crossbow, which I got my very first buffalo with it. And my first shot, that was very nice. And I used a 600 grain and I was using the Crosspoint CB165 Arctic. And the reason why I'm using the 600 grain because the buffalo was a class 9. So each animal has their certain classes and grains, broadhead arrows that you would use dependent on what you are hunting for. All right. I am about a little over 100 yards behind you. Let's see. Seems like we're doing okay. A couple of days ago, the hunting pressure was quite heavy here. Not so much today. Normally, you would be walking, else you'll scare everything away. In this area, this is their drinking area from 06 to 09. So I am not quite sure or remember what is after 9. What time is it now? It's 10:45. Okay, so according to Mortal, buffaloes 9 to 12 for their drinking zone area here. And lions, supposedly. Should I just set up the tripod then? All right, stalking it is. Had to spray on some of the scent. Earlier, Cape Buffalo was just spotted about a few minutes ago, and we're headed around the general vicinity because we're using a crossbow and not well, I'm not using a rifle, which is long range, and however, the crossbow We have to work in a little bit shorter range. Did they smell our scent? Oh, not good. Oh, invalid target because right there, he's gonna run me over. You went right in front of me. There, I got him. But I don't know what to think here. Is he coming back? That would be a negative. I thought I did. So a lot of the times the game, if someone is, I, whoa, hello, okay, all right, yes, crazy thing. All righty, the first and second fail of the hunt for this. Let's just see where I am. Okay, so I'm on my way there. I just have to head back that way to you, if you don't mind. Um, oh yeah, of course. So it was a female buffalo that took me down. I would have to. I thought I had gotten it a couple times with the crossbow, and apparently he was so close I missed. But then there was a couple of times that I had invalid target, and you would get invalid target in your screen if someone is close to you, and so you can't be able to target. And I know Myrtle was trying to dodge it. Is there any more, or did they scattered? Oh, my I shouldn't do stuff like that. I tried to get the springbok over there that ran right in front of me. Well, apparently you cannot do that with a crossbow with a gemsbok. That is not a spring. That is a gemsbok. I'd like to see it. Is there any more? All right, I'm headed into Immortal. That if I had my rifle, it would have been a little bit more different. It would have been down. But I'm learning to use a crossbow. Could you repeat that, Immortal? I couldn't hear through the ears. Could do a tripod. Do you think they'll topple? Copy that. All right, so I have silver and for the trophy rating, And Immortal did most of the damage on this one. So, and it's his kill. So this is what he got. All right, you're ready to claim your possession over there. I wonder if in my inventory I even have one of those consumables. All right, so according to Immortal, this is all the lion's drinking area. I do not have their need zone in here. We just have the wildebeest. Copy that. Please come join a AgamingNana. I'd love to have you part of the team. Tongue twisted here. Hope you're having a good night. We're headed towards the water zone of the possible lions, so we'll see how we do here. I am working with the crossbow for the first time tonight. I usually carry a rifle, but however, we'll see how I do. I got my first buffalo in a different area with the crossbow, and then I died in a different area, which is here, with the second buffalo, and Immortal took it down. And right now we are headed to the watering area for the lion. Cannot place. Yeah, let me see. I don't think you can place it. Oh, I have to place it away from water according to this. It's still red. Hmm. Still cannot do that. Okay, we set up the tripod here. Um, I'm playing Hunting the Wild, to whom just joined. Thank you for joining me tonight. Come in and say hello or come join a AgamingNana. So this is a hunting simulator game. It's very slow and methodical, but I am working with a crossbow for the first time tonight. I may possibly use my rifle, but I wanted to give the crossbow a try. So the crossbow that I am using is the Crosspoint CB165 Arctic, and I'm using a 600 grain broadhead because the lions are a class 9, and um, the broadhead is for that class of animal. And right now I have it zeroed in, the crossbow's zeroed in if you look at the lower right hand corner, at 43 yards. And yes, these lions could possibly see us because if you look where in the lower right hand corner where you see the compass, and then to the very lower later half, for that rectangular square, you see a heart, and you see a middle line in the very bottom where it says 5/21. It's showing me how much broadhead arrows I have, and right below it, it's showing an underlined score, which is that's how much, the animal can see us. So, um, and right now, where I'm looking directly towards the northwest is the lion's watering hole. So as you can see there, that's a tree stand that could be built over there. And yes, Immortal a couple of days ago got pounced in one of those in this very one, Immortal. So he built this little hut, and he got pounced on by a lion in there and died. So I guess how that is with this game, I'm not quite sure. But come in and, if you have any tips or what you're playing, come in and join and say hello. I'd love to hear from you. Right now, we're just waiting because as you can see, 62 yards, that drop, there's a droplet right in front of us. So I think that's the need zone for the lion. And yeah, normally these hunting blinds that are here dead ahead, which I called the hut, but it's the hunting blinds. I think it's usually like a couple thousand from what you have to build that. So you would use the money that you make, like in the crosshair on top of the screen here where I'm circling is how much money you make. And you do have the store, but you would have to use the store in the outpost or the tent to be able to purchase that. So I think I might need to zero my crossbow. All right, so as you can see in the bottom right hand corner, I changed the yardage from 42 to 65 yards because I see that the watering hole is about 65 yards. So this crosshair on the front, or the first crosshair, is the 65-yard marking. And the way that I changed it here in the game, I'm using a PC keyboard, and I would use F in my keyboard to change the yardage of the crosshair. And we have something approaching us right now. So apparently it's 10 minutes for the lions to approach here, and Immortal's sitting there. I see some. See, I did see. I spotted an animal there. It is a Cape Buffalo. It's a female. She's about 80 to 120 yards from us. It's 88.10 yards from us. A male, about 120 yards to 170 yards. It's a morning call. Can they even, do you have your scent on? It's, my scent is to the south. Hmm, yeah. So although that we have that underline that's white that you see on the right hand lower corner right by the heart, we're about 80% covered onto the tripod they would that were covered and probably 20% seeing us. Um, if that was just pure black and blank, then we're not visible to them. Did they see us, do you think? Is there? Sure. What are you thinking? Yeah, one of the females. Yeah, that was a male. He's about 120 yards from me. He probably sees us. He's like over there. Oh boy. Well, I don't know if having a tripod hunting and just going blind in one of the brushes and the trees is a better idea, but oh look, they're taking off the buffalo. Their drink time is over, correct? Oh, they're headed up the hill. Do you think, Immortal, we should just go ahead and take a stand in the grass? A warning call. What are your thoughts? They're coming in, I think, or they're leaving. They're moseying along, and there could be a possible lion coming in. We'll see. It is a good buffalo hunting spot. Originally, we were hunting for buffalo, but I guess we're doing lion now. Uh, yeah. Oh, look at that. That's so strange. Did you see? It looks like they're running above the tree. That was so strange. It was like as if they were running, but I know they're running on that cliffside. That's funny. Just looks like it was floating above the air. Well, normally I would have their need zone collected, and when the lions would come here, in my case, a couple of days ago, there was quite a lot. There was the gold and legendary and mythical, but as you can see, you could see their need zone um, of different animals. And when I was speaking of hunting pressure, you see a dark spot, which could turn into red. And usually, if you're not on a tripod or using a crossbow, a lot of the times if you have two or more shot, it makes it like hot pink, which I don't have an example here for you to see. Maybe I do. Let's see. As you can see here. So, need zones are areas where uh, specific animals or herds will respawn in those time in their zones. So they show you what time in their zones that they are, like they're eating, sleeping, or drinking. So, for example, you could have different animals like buffalo. They have their drinking zone. And their drinking zone could be, like, for example, what we're waiting for here. Like a wildebeest, here's one, 6 to 9. If you look at the lower right hand of the corner, you can collect their rest zones as you hunt in that area. So each map has their set amount of zones for certain animals, and you would hear people talk about finding their zones before, grinding that area, which, if you're in a team, dependent on your hunt, like I said, you don't want that need zone to be hot, pink, or red, else the need zone would disappear, and so will the animals, and it would change their need zones, that's right, but it would also change the amount or the type of species or animal that's around the area. So that's just FYI and what I learned and just sharing. But if you have any ideas, let me know. And if you ever played this game, any tips? So Mortal, um, we are sitting here. In his map, he has the lion as their drinking zone here. So we'll see. And we have a fleeing buffalo. Negative. Are we gonna get knocked down by our tripod with these things? Oh, look at that. They're right behind you. I guess we'll find out, won't we? Oh, are they? So originally we would be hunting for this, but Immortal said there's a lion. Negative. Mortal. Okay, according to Mortal, he tracked a lion and a lioness, and that's what scared those buffalo. And from what he said, it's on its way here. Okay. Lucky, lucky, female lion. It's fleeing. It was 100 yards from us. Hmm. There's also a buffalo in that area. Or is that so? Do you think our scent is blowing to the south? We need, look at there's another buffalo. So what are your thoughts of me just taking down this one? Is it going to affect? I'll scare everything. Hmm. Oh wait, I forgot to switch it to 21 yards. Yeah, too late. Yeah, I know. It is what it is. I didn't swap the what I zeroed this in. That's what I get. Otherwise, if I had a rifle, I would, but I'd scare everything away. I'm thinking that's why I missed that other buffalo. It's because I wasn't zeroed in properly on the crossbow, Myrtle. Okay, could you highlight him? There's a male, 110 yards to the west. To the west. Did you hear that? Oh, she's calling him. Ah, I see him. Okay, so what I have here is I have the rifle, but I do see the male lion, and I wanted to be able, and I have him targeted right there at 210 yards, and he is laying down. Okay, so we'll see if I can take him from here. Okay, I'm gonna have to zoom in. Immortal, you have that way of checking for me. Okay, all right, so according to Immortal, his bleed rate is 25 to 50%. and I probably hit a non-vital, but we're not for sure yet. I know, but I wanted to use the crossbow. I guess I'm being a little impatient for waiting for them to come into this area. I probably scared the female to the left. He is down. Oh, he is down. And yeah, well, if you walk over there, the female should be there. Negative. I don't feel like getting pounced on or trampled, one or the other. But I could see, I do see her. So I like my rifle better than the crossbow. I mean, there's some advantages or disadvantages to the crossbow. I maybe be perhaps because I'm learning to toy with this or forget to zero it in. But I definitely still like my rifle. I still can zero it in. The rifle that I was using was the Malmer, okay, and I had it zeroed in at 328 yards. But anyway, I see her again, spotting her. It's like she's awaiting. Are you saying that we could? I don't know. Let's see what I can zero it in. Yeah, I would have to get closer. Come in and join in and come say hello. Have any of you played this game before? And if you have, what type of weapon do you like to use? Do you like to use a bow? Do you like to use a weapon of, uh, oh, he did? That's too bad. Okay. Myrtle was telling me there was a mythical male, so hopefully he got fleed. So, Immortal, our scent is blowing towards the south. So, do they see our site? Do you do you want us to crawl in or take that chance? You said the mythical's there, so I won't. So he fled the mythical lion, which is a possible diamond. No, it wasn't that big, according to Immortal. And I do not see him. If I hop off this tripod, will I be taking a chance with this lioness that will be approaching me? Okay, well, I'm hopping down. You wanna come cover me? Oh, well, what is that? Is that her calling? I was gonna go ahead and walk over there from what I targeted on the ground. And she's over there to the west, and I really. Okay, roger that. So Mortal likes his bow. Um, as for me, I need to learn to work more with this bow, but yeah. Okay, copy that. So according to Mortal, if you pick up your stand, you scare them, and I wasn't thinking, so. Yeah. So anything with 150 yards, do not pick up your stand, do not place your tent. I think we all know that, but I wasn't thinking when I did that and picked it up. She's fleeing. Don't do what I did. Hmm. Roger that, Immortal. Negative, Immortal. All right, I'm approaching my kill here. He is a silver. He's tan. And I'm not quite sure of the colors because certain fur types are good to keep too. And and I guess this is a normal color. But you can see right here where I targeted him with the rifle. Um, and as you can see in the upper right hand, flesh, stomach, and intestines. So this is what I got. No vitals. It was too far back. But I still like my rifle. But I need to work on this crossbow. I could. Negative. I'm going to be zoning up. If you can think of any others. I could change the time one more time. Okay, so I'm just going to zone up back to the outpost here. Immortal's retrieving his stand. There's a portable structures at your tent. So I will be fast traveling to the next waypoint over here. And let me see. All right, Immortal is so far from me, and I will cut for tonight, and she'll be back tomorrow. And perhaps I will do a little bit of training with this crossbow because I need not to fear it and just work with it. But however, I still like my rifle. But come in and say hello or come follow Gaming Nana. I shall return tomorrow night. And thank you for joining me. And we shall see you then. Have a good night.